Check. Testing. Hello. All right. Are these on? I hope not. Cool. Great. Good morning, everybody. I hope that wasn't too loud, y'all. Sorry about that. Good morning. Welcome to Atlanta Family Church. It's nice to have y'all again. Welcome to the family. I don't think, anyway, it's good. It's the Christmas season. I don't know if you guys noticed. It's kind of apparent with all the snowflakes and the tree, right? When the tree goes up, it's like Thanksgiving, get out of the way, right? And just you wanna just put up the tree and then get it over with. But actually, this month is always a very interesting month because two things you celebrate, actually. And I want to lean you towards the one celebration over the other celebration. I thought that was a cute picture, so I put it up there. But yes, so basically, one celebration is obviously Jesus, and that's what we're talking about today. The other celebration is Santa Claus, which is a little bit of an interesting celebration because honestly, a lot of people kind of lose the essence of Jesus because they focus on Santa Claus. I think one thing that I want to get you by the end of the sermon, I want you to, so much so that you love Jesus so much that it's not Santa Claus dropping off the presents for your kids, it's actually Jesus dropping off the presents for your kids. It's not a hard sell, guys. No, they both have beards, long hair, it's good. It works. And they both give you gifts in a way, right? So a little fun interaction there. But I want to kind of point out, is my clicker not working? I love clickers, don't you? I think if you can click on the slide, there you go. All right, so today the sermon is called The Humble Beginnings of Jesus, the birth of our Savior. And it's such an important thing to actually know Jesus from the very beginning. So this month, we're going to be celebrating more of Jesus than Santa, really kind of exemplifying what's his story or what's his beginning. So as you guys know, this is the nativity scene. This is where Jesus was born, right? In the manger. Nope, wrong way. Sorry, y'all. You can hear the winds of my breath there. Okay, so the prophecy of Jesus Christ. But you, Bethlehem, Ephrathah, though you are small among the thousands of Judah, out of you shall he come forth unto me that is to be ruler in Israel, whose going forth have been from old, from everlasting. This is the prophecy that Jesus is coming to Bethlehem. Bethlehem Ephrathah. I might be butchering that. But if you don't know, Bethlehem is actually a very small town. It's one of the smaller towns. It's not extravagant. It's not where the royals live. It's just a small town. The biggest importance of Bethlehem, though, is that David was there. That was the line of David. A lot of people from Bethlehem was from the line of David. So the importance of this town that he was in, it was a very small town comparatively, but the town that he was in, it was just very small. But the mission was very big. And as you know, Jesus was born in a manger in Bethlehem. He was given, hard to do two things at once. But yes, so as we know, the Virgin Mary was given the prophecy that she's the one that bears the child. She was given to it by an angel, and at the end of the day, she gave birth to her firstborn, a son. She wrapped him in cloths and placed him in a manger. This was the start of Jesus. I don't know about the rest of you, but I don't think a lot of people are usually born in mangers. I got an X. Oh, no walking. Okay, I got it. All right, I'll walk back to my scene here. Um, but yeah, the birth of Jesus Christ. It was given in a manger. Very humble, very small, in a small town. And I don't know about you, but I don't think a lot of people are usually born in mangers. It was basically because the rooms in the city, when they were visiting, didn't have any room, didn't have a room vacant for Jesus. So they went to the manger and had the birth of the child. And in this town, the whole thing around Jesus was actually very big. It was the birth of Jesus. We talk a lot about the birth of Jesus. We talk about his adult life. And then we talk about maybe when he was 12, when he went to the church, right? One of the things when he when he was born, was that a lot of people actually were given the message that this is the Messiah. He went into a church. Actually, even before that, he had shepherds. Angels were talking to the shepherds and telling them that the Messiah is within the manger. And other than that, the wise men were given the direction to come to the manger, right? And so the birth of Jesus, he went to a church eventually. They brought him to a church. And Simeon was given this prophecy right when he was about to walk in. Simeon took him in his arms and praised God, saying, "Sovereign Lord, as you have promised, you may have dismissed your servant in peace. For my eyes have seen your salvation, which you have prepared in the sight of all nations, a light for revelation to the Gentiles, and the glory of your people Israel." Now, this is the important part. The child's father and mother marvel at what was said about him. So it's a little bit more apparent that Jesus is more than just a normal child, right? Simeon blessed them and said to Mary, his mother, "This child is destined to cause the falling and rising of many in Israel, and to be a sign that will be spoken against, so that the thoughts of many hearts will be revealed, and a sword will pierce your own soul too." This child is destined to cause the falling and rising of Israel. That's the biggest prophecy, right? This kid that's born in a manger, born in probably not really a rich family, from a Virgin Mary, which at that time sounds crazy, right? Mary given birth, but she didn't have consummation with her husband. It sounded very interesting. It was out of nowhere that really the story, that the humble beginnings of really Jesus Christ. And he was destined and given a mission by God to actually make this happen. And it wasn't even just the people of Israel. They said specifically, and your soul will be judged too, or your own soul will be pierced as well. It was like Mary and Joseph had a mission themselves by Jesus. And so I'm just talking about the birth of Jesus because one of the biggest things we can really see from this point, actually Jesus pointed out, it really doesn't matter where you're born, what status you're in, what position you're in, your family situation. I think we have a stigma, right? If we're born in a certain situation, we feel a little bit like, what can I do for this world? What's the point of my lineage? What's the point of me doing anything? I'm born poor, doesn't mean I'm going to be doing great things. And thankfully, that stigma has changed over time, but we know from Jesus, that point of Jesus, that it doesn't matter where your beginnings are. Right? It matters what you do from that point on and how much you really try to fulfill God's mission. The humble beginnings of Jesus are telling us that it doesn't matter if you're, born in a poor family, or you feel like you don't have that much impact in your world, your parents were small-time jobs or something like that, you can make an impact because guess what? Jesus did that. He threw Israel right side up, really. He turned it on its head. Nobody saw the truth that he gave. They kind of did, but they didn't really see the truth until he brought it. It was a huge revelation for a lot of people. But he started from a very small beginning. He started with a mission in hand. It was actually kind of impressive. And really this point is that it doesn't matter, if I can get the next slide, please. It doesn't matter about your state of living, but really by the merit of your lineage. It was because his lineage, from the time of Jacob, went all the way down and actually gave him that situation where he was given a mission by God. And because of that, the merits that he did over time, the lineage that he has done over time, David, Jacob, all of those people, give him a status that actually was higher and above. And so Jesus' mission was very important to him. It doesn't matter where he was born or where he comes from. Sometimes we feel that about ourselves. We feel like because we're in this situation. I wanted to follow God's mission. Right? Actually, I would say I not have humble beginnings. I don't want to sound arrogant or anything, but we didn't have the biggest amount of wealth in our family. I think my parents can agree. We lived in a trailer home for 7 to 8 years, something like that, to actually stabilize, and did a mission in Russia and things like that. But the mission that God has given you, doesn't matter if you feel like you're unworthy, if you feel like you started from zero, doesn't matter. God has a mission for you. And trust me, when you're in this room, you know lineage did you well. There's people with lineages that didn't do so well, and it's so hard for them to come through the door and listen to God. Listen to God's words, listen to the words that were given by God in many ways. It's so hard for them. But if you're sitting in this room, God has already worked on your lineage. Amen? God has worked in your family, your lives, your parents' lives, your grandparents' lives, and the lineage before then. And honestly, it's such a beautiful, we can really see that because of Jesus, our ancestors didn't have to do as much, honestly. So trust me, when I'm saying this, when you guys are sitting in this room, you guys actually have a lot of worth because your lineage has brought you here. Actually, merit of your lineage is here, really. So if you feel like you're unworthy, if you feel like you just started from a rough beginning, don't listen to that. That's secular world. Money's telling you what's up, right? Because I don't have a millionaire house, which I would love, of course, but because I don't have a millionaire house, I might not be in the greatest place, or because I didn't grow up in a middle-class family, or, bourgeoisie, whatever. Doesn't mean anything. Your situation, your external situation does not define who you are. Actually, your lineage does. And if you feel like your lineage is kind of bringing you down a little bit, that's the mission of ourselves, right? If it brings us down, actually, now you have a mission to bring it back up for your children, right? And then their children, their children. It's the hardest thing, but it's really true. If you feel like the lineage is giving you a block of some sorts in your mind, in your heart, because you're following temptations, I would say first, you're in this room, so you're already on the right path. A second, you have a chance to actually make it better for your own generation after. And something I want to actually point out with this humble beginnings, I'm going to turn it a little bit. I know that I was talking about humble beginnings. It doesn't matter the state of living and everything like this. But I do want to point out something this month that we can celebrate Jesus. Let's not give him a manger. Right? He doesn't have to live in a manger or live on the streets or whatever it is. He didn't have a grand house. He should have. He was the Messiah, for God's sakes. Oh my God, we should have given him a palace. He's the king of Israel, the fake king of Israel at that time. Didn't even bat an eye, right? I don't know if they had kings back then, but I would assume so. The dukes or whatever, they didn't bat an eye. And if they were born, they were given a parade or there's some kind of significance party, right? This is what, I don't know if I was able to put this in the slide right away. Actually, I looked up an image and it said the birth of Jesus, and for some reason this came up, which I thought was actually kind of ironic. This is kind of the message I'm trying to say. But essentially, Jesus should have had a glorious birth. And I want to say the humble birth thing because it's true. Actually, from a state of zero, he became the biggest, really made the biggest impact in the world. But the other point here is that he should have had a glorious birth. And this month, we have to really celebrate it. And it sounds like too little too late, but it's not too little too late because we need to actually really celebrate Jesus' birth. This is why I'm saying don't. Maybe switch your mind when you're telling your kids about presents. Maybe Jesus actually came to give you the presents because it's true. He gave us a life here, actually. You might have a Jesus. I'm not trying to sound like the Sunday morning, or sorry. I might be sounding like the Christmas morning sermon you get from your dad or whatever it is. But we need to really know the significance of this month for Jesus, right? And this is what I actually see. And before we actually point out what it should look like, this is Luke 2, 1 through, it's not 1, sorry, I think it's 3 through 4. But she gave birth to her firstborn, a son. She wrapped him in cloths and placed him in a manger. And actually, the line after that says, because there was no guest room available for them. I don't know if you know this, but the Old Testament very much paved a way to say that the Messiah is coming. A lot of people should have known about this. Right? Micah wasn't a big prophet, but he did prophesy that. And there was a lot of other prophets, a lot of other people that got the message Jesus is coming, or the Messiah is coming. They didn't know the name at the time, but they got the message. But for some reason, the birth of the Messiah is in a manger. We glorify it. We make it look great in pictures and stuff. If you think about it, there's cow poop next to the baby. Right? There's stuff next to the child that shouldn't have happened. And I see this as what it should have been. If we can go next slide, please. Right? Should have been glorified in a temple, just like a king. New king is born. Imagine a king or the president, or I guess it doesn't really work with the president. If the Queen of Elizabeth was born, when she was born, they have more something similar to this. They get the people of the crowd and different things. Or they at least make a private ceremony that's very beautiful. I actually put this in an AI generator, and this is what it came out. It's actually nice. But all the animals, all the angels above them, and all the people in that image, right? This should have been the glorious birth of Jesus. Like I said, it wasn't just Joseph and Mary that's getting this image or getting this message, right? A lot of people got this message, the Messiah is coming. But for some reason, we gave them a manger. We gave Mary and Joseph a manger to give birth to the first coming. It's kind of crazy because I really want to, this is why we really need to celebrate it this month, is because it was such a miss back then. If we can go next slide. And even so, even if they didn't get the message beforehand and missed the birth or whatever, even after the birth, right? Like the three wise men, after Jesus was born in the Bethlehem in Judea, during the time of King Herod, Magi from the east came to Jerusalem and asked, "Where is the one who has been born King of the Jews? We saw his star when it rose and have come to worship him." I don't know if you know this, but I don't know if I ever read Three Wise Men after the nativity scene. What happened? If I said I worship my wife, for example, or when I said that, I'm just kidding. But if I said I worship my wife, do I just leave her right after? Bye. I'm going to have a great day now. No. If I said I worship my wife, I would do my best to attend her. If I worship Jesus, I would do my best to attend him. True parents, the same. If I believe that I worship this one figure, the Messiah, where did they go? Where did the shepherds go? Where did Simeon go? Where did Mary and Joseph go? At the very end of Jesus' life, he called Mary a woman, just a woman, not even mom, nothing. I don't know if she really fulfilled her duties. That's another story for another day. But we're trying to, I think, really trying to kind of pull it back for how do you call it? Indemnify ourselves by making Christmas a big thing. But sometimes I feel like we missed the little bit of that mark, right? I think sometimes I see more Santas on the street than Jesus. I have 3 pictures of Jesus in my living room, just my living room, you know? We were laughing at it earlier. It was just like 3 paintings of Jesus. Where do we put them? But in actual reality, we're missing the point, I think. And we have to find a way to really invite and celebrate Jesus. I'm already going on to the next part here, but really our third part here is to do your mission and really have a true celebration of what Jesus did for us. If we use the understanding of Jesus, if we use the understanding of the Bible, God's words, and we don't do nothing about it, I heard this term before. Don't blame it on me, but honestly, there's a special place down there for you. It's bad to not know the truth, but it's worse to know the truth and do nothing about it. So has God given you a mission, and you say that you worship God in many ways? That's already your calling. It doesn't matter where you're from. That's your calling. And we have to really celebrate Jesus this month. Don't forget about the Santa stuff. I want you to forget about the Santa stuff. That's hard to do. It's already ingrained in our system. But if you want to keep that, just say that he's the one that's giving your children presents. I think it's a lot more cuter, and he's real. Not saying, sorry. If there's kids in the room, I don't think they are anymore. But Santa's, he's not even a real figure, other than St. Nicholas a long time ago. But at least Jesus, we know, is real. And he has given us the gift of life. So, I don't know. I hope that Ava, thinks that Jesus is the one giving them presents, or any other kids, or Ato, or Sarah, or anything. But, really being able to have this mentality that Jesus is the one giving us gifts. And not just during Christmas, but throughout the year. He's giving us a lot of gifts. Actually, it's so much gifts that he's really giving us. I think I have one more slide before the end. Yeah, I'm just exemplifying it here, but Jesus really shown us a clean path from whatever state of being we're originally from. He showed us how our lineage can make a difference. He's shown us how, even though we start from 0, we can really make it higher. And that, in honesty, if we say we're going to worship God, worship God. Don't leave him the moment you say you worship God, or just do nothing when you hear the truth. We have to understand or connect to God in the best way possible. If we're going to say we're standing here with all the lineage on your back, on your side here, because all the spirits right now, they're with you. Your ancestors. Did you know that, Boniface? All your ancestors are with you, right? Right, Christy? They're holding you up right now because Jesus started. But really, we need to celebrate Jesus this month and make it our number one priority to think of how much we can really worship Jesus, true parents, God, and see each other as God's children. That's another thing. No matter where we're from, see yourselves as God's children. Right? Jesus knew that for a fact. He's God's child. So I'm going to do the mission. Doesn't matter I was born in a manger. Doesn't matter anything. He knew his mission. Pulled it off. Each of us know our mission. If you don't know your mission, pray. If you don't feel like you know your mission, talk to us. And we can make it work. We can find something for you. Not like a physical thing, but like an actual spiritual calling. And that's something that's going to be beautiful this month. It's a gift. It's a time of giving. So God's going to give you a mission if you don't have one already. It's a blessing, not a curse. Mission is a blessing. I don't know if you know that. Actually, this end part I wanted to do, I don't know if you guys noticed, but we love to do music now. I wanted to do this song, but then I actually kind of really loved do this one? Oh, okay. Let's do it. Let's do this song then. So it's called Clean. So this song is called Clean. Have you guys heard this before? It's by Hillsong. It's a very short song. It's like 10 seconds-ish. But it's a very short song. But it's very strong. And it's very powerful. I don't have a mic for the piano, so I'm sorry, Zoom. I don't know if you can hear the piano if I play. But if you guys want to sing along, it's going to be repeated twice. And the songs are on the screen. I wanted to sing this song because I really wanted to. It was kind of like the beginning when we were talking about worship. It was a very beautiful song, actually very, very consistent with our message. So thank you for doing that. God works in mysterious ways. Right? This song is called Clean, and it's what Jesus did for us. It's how Jesus made our heart clean. So if you can sing along, you can, or you can just listen. I didn't, note to self, I did not practice this on the piano, so we're gonna have a little bit of fun here. But it's not a complicated song, so you guys are gonna enjoy. All right. Does anyone know this song? I was gonna get somebody else on the mic too. I feel so lonely. Oh, my wife will join me. You got both pastors up here, yeah. Thank the Lord. You don't have to hear my voice that much, you know? You can just take this away now.
Five.
3, 4.
Is what has left me forgiven. You're like the whitest of snow, powerful to make sin and shame retreat. This covenant is making me whole.
So I will
Rise and lift my hand, for by His mercy my life was spared. The highest name has set me free. Because of Jesus, my heart is clean. Come on, everybody, sing it together.
purify
My heart in your presence. Teach me to discover the joy of holiness that forms as you draw me close. In you what was lost is restored. So I will rise. I will rise and lift my hand, for by His mercy my life was spared. The highest name has set me free. Because of Jesus, my heart is clean.
precious blood
Has left me forgiven, pure like the whitest of snow. Come on, everybody, stand up and sing with us together. Powerful, powerful to make sin and shame retreat. This covenant is making me whole.
So
I will For by his mercy my life was spared. The highest name has set me free. Because of Jesus, my heart is clean. Purify my heart in your presence. Teach me to discover the joy of holiness that forms, as you draw me close. In you what was lost was restored. So I will rise, and lift my head. For by his mercy my life was spared. The highest name has set me free. Because of Jesus, my heart is clean. Because of Jesus, my heart is clean. One more time because of Jesus. Because of Jesus, my heart is clean.
All right. It's nice to have a worship leader. All right. Please join me in prayer. Good morning, other parents. Parents, thank you so much for this beautiful day, this time here with our congregation. This is the month of Jesus. This is the beautiful month of his birth. We pray, Father, that we can really worship him for what he has done for this world, or for what he has given, sacrificed for this world, because without him, we're so blind. Because without him, our hearts are very dirty. Our hearts are blinded without Jesus. Jesus has guided us so far. Guided us, guided our lineage, guided our ancestors so we can stand here today. We can see the truth in our hearts. We want to thank you for giving us Jesus in our lives. Jesus has given us so much that we can be standing here today, being blessed in our lives because Jesus made that change. It must have been so hard for Jesus to really create this world. There's so many people back then that was clouded in judgment, clouded in their own temptations, clouded in their own sins, and didn't see that Jesus was supposed to have this glorious birth. We're not going to be like those three wise men and leave God. We're not going to leave you, God. As Father, Jesus has given us a direction that we must utilize before. Each of us have a mission. Each of us have given us each purpose, Father. We just need to tap into it. We're going to find our way to you, God. So we want to thank you for everything that you've given to us. And I pray in all our names here, in Jesus' name, amen. All right, thank you, everybody. I'm going to welcome back up our new MC, Hiroshi.